Broadcasting from Millvale Studios, you are listening to Funny Money on the River's Edge Network. I'm Tom Henry.
And I'm Matt Wolfarth. You're the host. You get the bigger water.
No. We're both hosts.
I gave you the bigger water because I'm a gentleman.
And we're here with our producer, James.
James!
How's it going?
Good to see you, buddy.
All right, so today we have an interesting topic, because we're going to talk about stocks that are traders of stocks.
Stocks that are traders of stocks. Is this a quiz? Is this like an escape room all of a sudden?
We're talking...
I have to solve a riddle to get out of here?
You might.
That would suck. This room of all would be the worst escape room ever.
Oh, my God.
It's like motivation.
They died. They lost 50 pounds of water heat. What happened?
Yeah, today was 86, even though it's the first day of fall.
Is it officially?
It is. Huh. I thought, the first day of fall was supposed to be like a nice 75-degree day.
Is the first day of fall a sad day for people with bad hips?
I don't know.
That's the first fall.
First fall. That was really bad. I'm sorry.
All right.
Knock on Formica, because we have nothing but the best here at Funny Money.
So what we're talking about today is actually two online traders that you probably have heard of.
Let me guess. I use ShareBuilder, but ShareBuilder's no longer around, so now it's replaced by Capital One. So is that one of them?
No.
Okay.
We're doing the two biggest ones.
Is my bookie one of them?
Or the two most advertised ones.
Is my bookie the other one?
What?
My bookie.
Your bookie's a
he's
trader?
Technically an online trader. If I call him and place a bet.
You're calling him. That's not online.
Oh, okay. But he does have a website.
All right. Well,
he's getting older though.
I use a website. Now. It's called gtbets.eu.
Really?
Yeah, it's based in the UK, where it is legal to bet online on sports.
And do they pay you in pounds?
Nope.
All
right.
That was short and succinct. Nope.
But I don't want to get into
it.
Let's not get into the deets. I don't want to incriminate myself over here.
No.
All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is TD Ameritrade, and then after that we're going to talk about eTrade.
Yeah.
And
the eTrade
all of you
baby.
are familiar with the eTrade baby.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Oh yeah, like the baby that's like
he
a
was
sophisticated
What
adult.
happened? He kind of like grew up or something. Now, what happened?
I don't know. I miss him. I thought he was one of
the
better commercials.
Oh my
out
God,
there,
I would have kept that going forever. Would have definitely kept that going forever.
I know that the guy who played the eTrade baby, but we'll get into that later. The first thing we need to talk about is TD Ameritrade.
Hey, you need to clarify that last comment when you can. The eTrade baby.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
I will. All right. So TD Ameritrade. Okay. This is the biggest one. TD Ameritrade. And by the way, I don't own shares in TD Ameritrade, and this information came mostly from a Forbes.com profile on the founder and from Wikipedia.
Okay, so Wikipedia hybrid.
But it also came from a site called JoeRicketts.com.
Joe Ricketts. Why didn't he take vitamin C? Is
So
it vitamin C that causes
let
rickets?
me start off, tell you the story.
Sorry.
John Joseph Joe Ricketts was born in 1941 in Nebraska City, Nebraska. Where else would Nebraska City be?
Isn't
Kansas City, Missouri?
It's like borders
Missouri.
Missouri.
There's
or
a Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, yeah, there's a Kansas City,
Kansas too. It splits the
and a Kansas City, Missouri.
That's weird. I don't
And
like
which
it.
one? I forget. One of them is more beneficial tax wise, but
How about Arkansas City, PA?
how
How about Versailles, PA?
Versailles? Where's Versailles from? England? Is that a UK city?
It's Versailles.
Oh yeah,
Versailles. That's
It's in France.
There's not many French people in Versailles.
palace
isn't there an Athens in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's where like so many bands come from.
If French people come from Versailles,
R.E.M.
to
is
Versailles,
from there.
they're going to be so disappointed. Other than the Goodwill Clearinghouse,
Okay.
which is awesome. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Joe Ricketts was born in 1941, Nebraska City, to a local carpenter, Donovan Ricketts, and his wife Florence. An industrious boy, Joe got his first job in the 3rd grade working as a janitor's assistant.
There's a consistent theme. All these people start working at like half a year old. Give me a formula. I'm going to work.
Something.
Yeah.
But
Motivated youth.
being a janitor's assistant,
driven.
you don't
That's
really need
that's
a
a
formula.
consistent theme, but go ahead.
All right. Okay, so he worked as a janitor's assistant, and then he worked his way through school while he was a kid.
I gotta go back. He's a what? Janitor's assistant.
Yes, yeah.
How low can you go?
I don't know. Fluffer?
Fluffer. Yeah,
That's
What is,
pretty.
what,
That's
what is a
lower.
fluffer? What is that?
someone that.
Okay. Yeah.
During porno movies, they keep the guy.
They keep the guy hard.
Okay. All right. That's a new term for James. All right. That's
King Fluffer.
Sorry, we had to.
That was courtesy of Ray Zawadney, right? Ray Zawadney.
We had to delve down there. Okay, so eventually he worked his way all the way through Creighton University in Omaha
Amazing.
and graduated in 1968 with a degree in economics. All right, he became a stockbroker right away, working for the esteemed firm Dean Witter.
Dean Witter.
Yeah, my brother worked there.
Oh, really?
Yes,
They
indeed.
They launched a lot of careers.
But that got gobbled up by Morgan Stanley.
Morgan
So
Stanley.
for a little while it was Morgan Stanley, Dean Witter. But
And now it's just Morgan Stanley.
now it's just Morgan Stanley. They went back to basics.
Okay.
Having all those names is kind of silly.
Yeah.
So he later became a branch manager at Dun & Bradstreet. If you know anything about Dun & Bradstreet, they do a lot of like...
Business ratings.
Yeah, exactly. They investigate businesses and try and find out what acquisitions they've made and kind of give you a basis for valuing those businesses.
It's instrumental, but go ahead. I mean, it's instrumental. That's what everybody says. What do you have a Dun & Bradstreet rating? So if you have that, you don't really need to fill out a credit check normally.
Okay. Do you have a Dun & Bradstreet rating?
No, unfortunately. not at this point in time.
In 1975, he and three partners, left their jobs and founded First Omaha Securities in Omaha, Nebraska.
These Nebraska people are smart, but go ahead.
All two of them. All right. To be fair, the Oracle of Omaha, as we all know, is...
Warren Buffett.
That's correct. Very good. Okay. So under his leadership, First Omaha was among the first companies to recognize the potential of the newly deregulated discount securities market. Before this, these trades that we recognize now as commonplace had to be done through like a formal brokerage house.
Okay.
All right. But the deregulation allowed someone like First Omaha to go and present an average retail investor with the ability to trade without like formal counseling.
Exactly.
Okay.
What year was that? You said what year?
1975.
Wow, that seemed not that long ago.
Yeah. So under Ricketts' leadership, First Omaha was among the first companies to recognize the potential of that. Okay. As a result, they were one of the first to offer negotiated commissions. All right. So negotiated commissions would be like, hey, how about we give you very little service, and we'll do it for like $20 a trade, rather than, hey, I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to tell you all about this because then we could do it for $100 a trade.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on how much service that you provide.
Yeah, but really it's up to the consumer how much service they want.
Yeah, exactly.
And instead of
I find that
always
at the massage parlor.
Well,
I don't get massages.
I think it was kind of silly before how they mandated that everyone have their hand held and pay a higher price to trade.
You're right. It was expensive. That's why
Yeah,
nobody
so
jumped in.
that would preclude a lot of people from getting in. But
good word there, Tom. I liked it.
So this was immediately popular with clients, and the company grew quickly. When you see an opportunity like this and you seize on it, I think that's a good thing. There are interesting opportunities now today like that.
Like
There's
what?
crowdfunding.
Oh yeah.
And obviously, Kickstarter and stuff are similar to crowdfunding, but not quite the same. They're not actually selling equity. They're selling you'll get my new invention of a squiggly pen.
Can I crowdfund my scripts, like where I say, hey, I want to get this much money to make the script into a movie?
Yes, if you would actually sell equity in the returns on your script.
Okay.
Okay. So if you only wanted to get 50% of the return on the script, but you needed to raise money, you could sell 50% of the equity in via crowdfunding.
I want to talk to you after the show about
All right, we'll talk about it.
Big ideas.
So
I have an idea, man, Chuck.
this was very popular with the clients. Ricketts bought out his partners and became the sole owner very quickly. In 1983, so this is only like 8 years later, First Omaha changed its name to Ameritrade in an effort to make its scope more national. Right, and they also got, it was like actually Ameritrade clearing at that time, because they got the rights to become a clearinghouse as well.
Explain that to me.
To be a thorough brokerage, you need a clearinghouse. Like clearinghouse settles trades.
Okay.
Now each trade that gets placed, and I actually used to do this trade settlement. Mm-hmm. Each trade that gets placed usually takes 3 days before it settles. And what that means is you place the trade and it looks like you own the stock, but actually the money in the stock have not really changed hands until it settles.
Okay, that's like the closing for a house.
Yeah, so like if you're a day trader, you can get penalized if you trade this stock before it settles, because then that requires the brokerage to take on a little extra risk.
Oh, wow. Will they ding you for that pretty heavy?
So, it depends on what your deal is with the brokerage. Okay. So
I wouldn't do day trading. It's too dangerous to me.
So yeah.
I tried to trade a Monday for a
it.
Friday once. Nobody would go for it.
All right, so
you got to add stuff.
I hear you. You're putting the funny into the money. I hear you. All right, so Ameritrade began a major push into digital technology right around that time,
which they were
early
really
80s.
They were ahead of everything, though. Really, I mean,
yeah, they're right on the cusp.
Yeah,
this guy was very forward-looking. It turns out. So that changed the face of financial services, really. Introducing the first quote and order entry system using a touch-tone telephone. And you think that's funny, but I did that.
Really?
I remember by that I did it in the late 90s, but they still had that.
So what would it be?
TD Waterhouse was my broker.
Okay.
And they you could pick up the phone and you'd call their number, and you would not talk to a single person, but you would they'd be okay, enter the symbol, and so you would put the number according to the symbol, and then you would have to make sure, because each number has several letters associated with it,
3 or 4.
so you would have to then pick,
one.
right, is it this or this or this?
Yes.
And then you'd pick it, and then you'd put in how many shares you want, and you get a trade done just like that.
That's kind of crazy.
Wow. That is kind of cool.
It was really cool. I mean,
that was
liked
probably
that.
such
it
a
was
technical
fun.
advance, right? At that time.
At that
this
time.
is so awesome.
Well, that was 1997. I was doing that. So at that time, these guys were doing it in the 80s. So
they're way ahead of their time.
From their car phones. No
Visionary with their bag phone.
So going forward now. In 1996, Ameritrade introduced eTrade for Windows. Okay, and that enabled you to trade online. All right. And I don't know if you remember 1996. You probably do, but you don't.
No.
But
not at all.
They in 1996, the internet was just like a little baby. It was like sucking on a pacifier. It didn't really have much speed. It was all dial-up.
I do remember.
Let me just tell you, I
dial-up.
can walk you through this part of my life. So my roommate was an engineer. He goes, "I'm telling you about this internet thing. We got the house all lined up. We got our first bill. It was like $300, right? Because we got charged for it. But it was 16.6 baud, which was the first, speed.
Ooh.
Then it went to
28. Are you giving measurements?
28.8. That's the measurement.
16.6 baud.
That was the baud rate of it. That's how fast.
Oh, BPS.
No, that's how
bytes
slow.
per second.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Not even
16.6.
kilobytes.
No, 16.6 baud, and then it went to 28.8, and then
That's,
58, 56,
Wow.
56 baud.
Dark times.
Yeah, they
That
really
was-
were.
It took an hour.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I think I see a head. It was like an hour later. But we were
Right.
fascinated. It was like Pong at the time. We knew the potential. That's what's so frustrating to me, that I can't, being that I was on it so early, I can't believe I haven't mastered it. Like, you know what I mean? I know it, but I don't.
Oh, I mean, it grows so quickly.
Yes.
Like there's like it's one of like those technology rules of like
Oh,
processing power will get like
every 18 months.
yeah,
it
like doubles and gets half the size or something like
That's
that.
Moore's
was
law.
Moore's law,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
doubles every 18 months. But that's actually, I think they changed that now.
Right,
But-
because it's slower now.
yes.
Because it becomes harder and harder.
It can only go so small.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
So-
when I got out of the business, I couldn't even see the components anymore. I just said, I can't. I think your samples are in here, because that's like, it was 0603
But for a
was the case size.
For a long time, Moore's law held true. I think it was like, from like the advent of the internet, or from like 1994 to 2005, it held pretty fast.
It's amazing to me that I never made any money while in Silicon Valley. Like, I was just always broke too. I'm consistently broke.
I'm not shocked, to be honest.
Thanks.
Come on, you don't have that throwback. All right, so
I'm not shocked.
all right, so Ameritrade introduced AccuTrade, and it was a Windows program. It was the first computer software that allowed independent investors to use the same tools as big institutions. So, but already big institutions were using the internet to trade. All right, but now individual investors could. In 1997, Ameritrade Inc. went public. It offered individual investors the lowest prices in the marketplace, which is huge. That's a huge competitive advantage. And because the technology was so good, I mean, because they were on top of everything, even offering those low prices, they were able to make a nice margin.
What did they charge
Also, they
per
were
trade?
big. They were big by then.
Wasn't that $9.95 a trade?
No, it was $18 a trade.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it was still, but you're comparing that to going to a broker and paying $150 a trade. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah.
At that point.
So
I believe you, Tom.
they acquired several weaker competitors in the early aughts, the early 2000s, capping that with the acquisition of TD Waterhouse, which was my broker, in 2005. So, and that was, TD Waterhouse was it was a subsidiary of Toronto Dominion Bank, hence the TD.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I would have never guessed. You should save that for trivia night at the bar.
Oh man, yeah,
You're sweating.
I'm already dying over here. I'm melting like that.
You're
The witch in
You're melting.
yeah.
I'll
Brown
get you, my
sugar.
pretty. I'll get you my stock.
Today, TD Ameritrade is the world's biggest online brokerage, managing hundreds of billions of dollars in clients' assets. Now, going back to the Ricketts.
I wouldn't have guessed that, but go ahead. Go back to Ricketts. I love
All
his
right,
name.
so Joe Ricketts. Okay, now this guy, he wound up making some money from this venture of his.
Sure.
And in 2009, he bought the Chicago Cubs.
Get out of here.
And
They're
he
now he
still
put
owns
all-
them today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he put all that money into the payroll.
All right. Although he has I know he dumped. What did they drop? 200 some million.
Yes.
240 million in the offseason.
Crazy, but they're gonna win.
And
it.
then
I
they
hope
dumped
win it.
another. What's the pitcher? The closer they have. They paid a ton for him from Cincinnati.
Sabathia.
No. Chapman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rex Chapman.
Oh,
I'm guessing.
Aroldis Chapman. Close though. But
I knew there was an R in it.
oh right. Okay, so but Joe Ricketts has no involvement in the operations of the team.
Which is good.
His son Tom is the Cubs chairman. So he definitely does have operations. Oh my God, the sweat in my eye. All right.
Do you need a cut man, Tom?
And his three. Yeah. What is that?
That's a cut man in a corner of a boxing match, like
A stunt double.
Yeah, no, they cut you like if you need your eye gets puffed up, or they'll put.
No, I'm
they'll
good.
Put meat
I'm good.
They'll put steak on your eye if you're all.
I'm good, man. How about? Do you need a
salts.
stab, dude? Or a
stab? What?
do you need a stab, dude? I'll stab you a couple times, just to like release some heat from your back.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Like I'm a potato.
Can't see any problems with
Potatoes have had a consistent theme in our life.
I'm
like
practically a potato. All right, admiring.
He's admiring that I don't sweat.
All right, so I know what. How is that possible? You're wearing long pants and everything. All right, so
pressure.
Welcome to the sauna. It'll warm up right about January when it gets too cold.
So his 3 other kids. See, his 4 kids. 3.
Losers.
The one is the chairman of the Cubs. The 3 other kids are all on the board of the Cubs. Pete, Laura, and Todd. Okay, and Pete is also currently the governor of Nebraska.
Oh my God, those kids suck. Why can't you get your stuff together? Why can't you be more like your father?
Now, it was interesting. They had like a disagreement about Trump.
Recently?
Well, yeah, very recently. Well, see,
some say he's crazy, some say he's nuts.
the father gave $7 million to the super PAC that was like just defeat Trump.
I wonder what they're all about.
But then the son, who's the governor, endorsed Trump. and Trump was like, "Hey, thank you for the endorsement." He's like, "But I think the rest of your family hates me."
That's all right. You're allowed. That's the way the world works.
Yeah,
I don't
know,
agree
right.
with my brother. Do you vote the same way the rest of your family?
I vote the same way as my family's big. So of course we're not all in line.
It's all over the place.
Yes, exactly. So Thanksgiving. That's what makes Thanksgiving interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
How did you vote for that person?
Throwing a couple different.
Well, this one would be
there.
really interesting.
Yes.
I mean, because everyone hates both candidates.
Yeah, it's so totally like polarized. It's,
ready.
it's
I
interesting.
I'm peeing to vote. I'm voting for Tom Henry.
Yeah,
I
I'm
appreciate
Tom
it.
Henry for president.
Write it in.
Write
Write
it
it in. I'll win for sure. All right,
What if you did win? That would be awesome.
You're like,
I'd be your VP.
No,
James would be your
no.
secretary.
yeah, dude, I'll be your.
This is your cabinet right here.
yeah, good luck.
They'll never find us.
Good luck, America.
We'd make quick
Hey.
decisions because we would go to the hot room like with any big issue. Like we have to have the issue done in under 7
You know what?
minutes.
Is all fairness, still probably the better of the 3 choices. Like all things considered.
To be honest, yeah, probably. I'm still like hoping someone drops out or both. Okay, so the PE, like that we can find like real criminal allegations against them. All right, the PE is 20.5. Actually, I hope Trump really drops out.
He can't. Can he now?
The dividend is 2%.
Wow, 2%.
The R, 2% is decent. Return on invested capital over the last 12 months was 12.8%. So below the PE, but not like a huge stretch. Net debt to equity, they have no net debt. That's a huge plus.
That's a huge plus.
So the dividend's good. No debt is a huge plus. Very good. And then the expected growth 7.4% is solid.
That too. Yeah, that's
Solid. So to be honest, like I find this stock very interesting. And even in this kind of market, it's tempting to me.
Well, I mean, as people are unsure of the market, they're going to try to take control of things themselves. So I think there might be an argument that more people would jump on board and try to manage their portfolios or take risks in the stock market because they can't get that raise or they're not getting, you know what I mean? They may take more risks.
Here's another thing that I like is that, this is the kind, like being an intermediary is the kind of function that can do well in a bull market and a bear market.
You're right.
Because when things get scary, people start selling everything and
They make money off.
They make money off that.
They make money on both sides of the equation.
Yeah, when things are great, they keep buying.
That seems like a solid sort of win-win.
It's not bad, right? Like I had a teacher who used to say, in the gold rush, it wasn't the guys digging for gold who made money. It was the people who sold the pickaxes.
Oh wow, yeah.
So this is like You're the people selling
No
the
refunds.
pickaxes.
Wow, that's a great quote. That's going to be my quote of the day on LinkedIn tomorrow.
So this stock has gone from over in 2014 from 27 to 33.23 today. So not a big increase. Market cap is 17.62 billion. So it's a very large company. Now, I want to take a quick break for some promos. And then we're going to go on to eTrade and see how that stacks up.
Okay.
But
About the baby.
I will say, all right,
This is intriguing.
I'm going to give this company a thumbs up.
Really?
Even though the market in general is very overvalued, this one is not. I would say it's slightly undervalued. It's not.
Really? So
it's
is
no
it-
great guns. It's no like, oh, run out and buy it. This is the best ever. But I do think it's a small buy.
Okay. I like
It's like
it.
buy
There
a
we
little
go.
bit.
Yeah, I like it.
So
Rare occurrence.
Good.
I do like it.
We have a winner.
All right. So right now we're going to step out, take
Dry
a small
off.
break from promos. I'm going to try and cool down, and then we'll talk about eTrade.
All right, bye.
Stay clear of the streets, for God's sake! The timid and the fearful drivers are every bit as bad as the aggressive drivers. Nobody in Pittsburgh knows what a right-of-way is. I go down the road and I just sing this song, the gas is on the right, the gas is on the right. Hi-ho the highway, yo! The gas is on the right.
Get educated with Brian Crawford live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. here on the River's Edge.
Hey, this is Mike Sasson. If you've been searching for something to do with your pathetic life, guess what? This ain't it. But it'll kill about an hour. It's the Mike Sasson Show, starting 10 a.m. on July 19th, going to 11. It's going to be a lot of fun here on the River's Edge, a new kind of radio.
Hey, this is Matt Geika, your host of Geik's Got Game, 8 a.m. every Friday here on the River's Edge. I'll take a peek behind the sports media curtain, zoom out for the big picture, and as always, obsess over the details of the sports, teams, and players we love or love to hate. It's Geik's Got Game every Friday at 8 a.m. on the River's Edge.
Hi, I'm Mike Storer, host of the Awesome Cast, which you can hear right here on River's Edge Radio. We're talking tech, getting geeky every week with people from Pittsburgh in the industry. Go check us out, awesomecast.net, or listen to us right here on River's Edge Radio, Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. after Funny Money.
We're back. Okay, and yes, I do know the original eTrade baby. It's Pete Holmes. You know him? He had a show. He had a talk show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's good
I know
friends
I heard
with,
the voice before.
he's good friends with TJ Miller.
I thought you meant the baby, like the baby itself.
Oh, like the one who picked
like the actual like in
the
I don't
baby.
know.
Oh, yeah.
Someone from Sewickley.
I
It's
don't.
my baby.
That's the Ferguson baby.
I don't know why that's what I
It's
thought.
all sweaty in the commercials. It's
mean-
Tom Henry's baby.
Who would, I mean, why would knowing the baby be any good?
I don't know.
I want to know
I
the
like
guy
babies.
who says the jokes.
So he's friends with TJ Miller.
Yeah, good friends, and we did several shows together. He's a really cool guy.
I'm officially jealous.
And
Second
he's
degree
really
starstruck.
tall. So
For a baby.
yeah, you wouldn't believe it.
I don't even know how he fits in that crib.
So eTrade, okay, now eTrade is a bit different. Okay, so Ameritrade only went up from 27 to 33 over the last 3 years. I should say since 2014. Yeah, I guess over the beginning of 2014. Whereas eTrade went from 18 to 28. So, and it's also a smaller company. It's got its market cap, which means this is how much money the market says this company is worth.
All right, so yeah, I want to ask you about that because there's a market cap and then there's like a value, like, you know what I mean? And I always thought like if there's a barometer, I forget what the metric is called, but there's something that it seems to me undervalued if the market overvalues it or undervalues it, right? If the market,
You're losing me.
all right, good.
All right, no, wait. All right,
smarter.
let me try and make it clear. Okay.
So it's all the outstanding stocks.
yeah,
And
you take the price of all of the stock in the company and add it up,
That's the market
and
cap.
then that's the market cap.
Okay, but isn't there a value like a?
I mean, you can try and determine whether the market cap is too high or too low, and that's essentially what we're doing here.
I need to know the metric, but I'll show you the metric and then you'll see. But that's because I use that as a metric to gauge whether something's undervalued or not,
Okay.
or
Okay.
if too many people have it or not.
All right. You got to tell me about the metric. Okay, so this one is a smaller company. It's only 7.8 billion, as compared to 17.6 billion for TD Ameritrade.
They're both pretty large companies.
They both are. Now, so eTrade. Okay, it started. Let me tell you about Bill Porter. Okay, who's really the main ingredient in eTrade. Bill Porter was born and raised. Oh, by the way, I got most of this from Wikipedia here about Bill Porter.
We love Wikipedia. we should actually put "We love Wikipedia" stickers on our forehead. I might wear one.
Just like the logo, just like the W.
I might just get it right here.
But I also got information from about.etrade.com, which is their website.
Well, you are diversifying your sources lately.
Right, because the Wikipedia can be a little sparse on some of these companies. So Bill Porter was born and raised in Boulder, Colorado, and spent his childhood summers as a cowboy. Now I'm like, what? Really?
Oh my God, really?
He walks around and he walked down.
There's a new sheriff in town, and his name's Bill Porter.
He goes,
I need your lunch money, sir.
no, he's literally a cowboy.
That's crazy.
You know that's an actual profession.
I didn't know. I thought it was a movie.
On a Colorado ranch. No, you're the guy who has to
lasso the
rustle up the cattle.
It's kind of interesting. Both of these people
Don't
are
use
from
invisible
no-name Midwestern states.
Yeah.
There are consistent themes to all these success stories, right? Usually Midwest, maybe a
No.
farmer.
No, there can
usually
be
a
from
weird
all
name.
over the United States. They can be,
Okay.
or all over the world if we're doing an international company.
Right.
But I don't think there are a lot from the West, but maybe.
I'm generalizing again. I presume.
But maybe there is something to this, discount traders being from the West. Hey, let's open up Wall Street
Because they're more
to
practical.
us,
to the middle America.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So Bill Porter was raised in Boulder, Colorado, spent his childhood summers as a cowboy on a ranch. He quit high school to join the Navy during World War II. Now, these guys, another thing is these guys aren't wussies.
No.
This guy's like, well, I'm going to go to war.
You got a little.
He was expelled from the
Excited.
Navy when they learned he was only 16.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. By the way, he was born in 1928. So Porter later put himself through college, Adams State College, finishing in 3 years while working nights as a crew dispatcher on a railroad. So this is an intensely motivated guy we're talking about. And to reflect on that, according to a 2000 CNN interview, Porter attributes his self-confidence, I would say drive, to his work as a young cowboy.
I mean, you gotta
Do we
face
have
down a
that
bunch
mo-
of things that'll trample you in a heartbeat. You gotta have some kind of stones.
Can you find
Right,
that Kid Rock song "Cowboy" for
Well,
us?
think he,
just play it subtly?
I mean, he was a cowboy early on because he joined the Navy when he was 16.
Dude, who's like, I'm
And
going
before
in
that, he was a cowboy already. All right, so he says this in his interview, quote, I used to get up at 4 a.m. And it
Bless
was
his heart.
there. My kids don't go to sleep till 4 a.m. Go ahead.
and it was my job to go. Well, it doesn't matter. You're up one way or the other, right?
I'm up. That's just about when I went to
I'm
bed
up.
last night.
Boom, chicka, boom. And it was my job to go out and get the horses in and so forth, and come in and eat, and then sit on a horse all day long. And when you weren't doing that, we were. And this is literal quotes. I can't believe they put in all these goofy things. We were, stacking hay or mowing the oats or whatever.
Or whatever.
The whatever was the best part of the job.
I know. When
Yo,
you're-
bro, what do you want to do today?
No,
Whatever.
let's do
this
whatever.
is still his direct quote. Okay, when you're in the homesteading frame of mind, you just do things. because they're right.
This dude is so thoroughly Colorado. Like that is this is even before the whole marijuana legalization. This guy is just
he's
chill.
just like,
Tending fences,
Just
like
like,
mending fences, right?
I am me. And you have the self-confidence that just won't quit.
The Marlboro man came to me for advice.
He is like that. All right, so now this guy,
Pretty
so
amazing.
He went through, he's working railroad and whatnot. And so in 1980, and now he was born in 1928. So
He was 62.
62. Okay.
52. 28 to 19.
Yeah,
Yeah,
52.
yeah.
Okay, in 1980.
Math test.
I know, right?
Morning, sorry.
In Palo Alto, at a party, Porter met a blind man named Bernie Newcomb. Okay.
I knew Bernie.
Newcomb was exceedingly bright, and Porter liked him right away. Okay. Having recently purchased an Apple II computer, Porter had the idea that a personal computer could be used to buy and sell stock. Now, here's another interesting thing that, like, some of these guys make it when they're really young, and some of these guys make it when they're older.
You're right.
All right.
Don't give up.
There's hope for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I'm looking at you, babe.
Yes.
All right.
But you're still not surprised I didn't bust it out in Silicon Valley the first time.
That was too soon. It was too soon. So Porter had the idea that after, working on his Apple II computer, which is a ridiculous computer if you've ever had one. I mean, I haven't, but I've used one before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, back in the
It's
day.
like
Slow. It was a big,
really slow, ridiculous.
It was a two,
But
like,
kind of a breakthrough, I mean,
But at the time, it was the best.
oh my God! Yeah, it was 286.
so Porter
Is
had
that
the
a
idea.
286 or a 386? Oh my God, you're a god.
It's like the
So much.
Macintosh.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes.
All right, so Porter had the idea that a personal computer could be used to buy and sell stock. Having no means of accessing the necessary information with his modem, they were like, you could like send one word and it would like go overnight. And, like, then
I
to
told
your
you
friend
that's-
to be like, oh my gosh,
I got a
That's
word.
exactly what
Yeah.
it was. I'm telling you, it was crazy.
you sent me a
and then
message.
you get a bill for $300 from AOL.
So, unable to access the info, Porter convinced Newcomb, who was this brilliant dude, to become his partner, and together create a company that would enable any individual with a personal computer to trade stocks from home. Now, this guy Newcomb, he was blind, and life was complicated for a blind man. He was blind from really early
blind
on.
from birth, or
No,
like early on. Yeah.
it was really early on though.
Oh, wow.
And he was the valedictorian of his high school.
Damn.
And then he went to like a college for the blind, but then he couldn't get a job after because they were all like, "You're blind."
But you're blind. We don't know what to
he
do.
was really
This is
smart.
oddly like the
I don't wanna make any
Daredevil
blind
origin
jokes.
story here.
Is it? Yeah. So Newcomb developed the programming. All right, he did all the programming. So this guy's like, "Hey, man, I have an idea. You do the work."
Oh my God, that's crazy. Like, how could you be a programmer without being able to see?
I know.
Like,
Yeah, like from what I know about
Is it
programming,
Braille?
it's like there's one little error in there, and you got to go find it.
Yeah.
I feel like a moron right now. I mean,
Yeah, like, what's my
so than
excuse?
normal.
How this guy
More
did
so
this.
than normal.
So, and that enabled the project to succeed. So he developed a program that would do it. In 1982, they founded Trade Plus in Palo Alto with $15,000 in capital.
That's a magic
Okay,
number.
so that's
always.
82. Now, in 1991, Porter and Newcomb, they had been making money from this Trade Plus for a little while, 9 years. And they had generated enough, like several $100,000 from Trade Plus to found eTrade Securities, Inc. All right, now, eTrade offered its trading services, I don't know if you remember in 1991, like, it was like America Online was like the thing.
I still have an AOL. You've got mail.
But yeah, my AOL email is where I send all of my like
Your garbage.
Facebook and like Twitter and crap like that, stuff that I don't want to see.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm never gonna look at this, so just
I have
go away.
500,000 messages on AOL.
So the eTrade offered its trading services via America Online and CompuServe, which was also like
I remember
that was like the runner-up to AOL.
I feel like I'm doing like an old school thing.
Yeah.
Like you're taking me back through my.
But this is 1991, so that even for AOL that was pretty early.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, I remember when like I started using AOL in like 1993 maybe. After grad, or like that was my senior year in high
lose
school.
their grip on things? They had everything. Do you remember how big AOL was? They were everything.
They were huge.
I'm gonna rest that one squarely on the Google.
No. I'm gonna rest it on Steve Case was
Hotmail
the head
kinda kicked
of
ass.
AOL, and he sold it to Time Warner.
Oh yeah,
And he made like tons of money, and then he's like, "See you later," and Time Warner like didn't know how to deal with it, and it floundered.
they just dropped
Because-
the ball.
Yeah, if AOL had been managed properly, it could have still retained a position of dominance potentially.
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought they could work with the clinic. You've got chlamydia.
It's like maybe like a nice little like message to go with it to make you feel
Your
better.
doctor
like-
could use it. Yeah.
But so eTrade was a smash hit using these things. All right, so in 1992, the revenue was $850,000. By 1994, just 2 years later, $11 million.
Wow.
And then when the company went public in 1996, they were doing $15 million a quarter.
Wow.
All right.
That's crazy growth.
Yeah, insane, because
I
people
need
were
that
all
to happen in my life.
trying to trade stocks on AOL or CompuServe, their favorite, ways
Browser.
to go online. What's the connection noise? Yeah, it's so bad.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. My sisters don't remember that, but I remember that.
I thought I called home and got the fax line. It was just my ex on the phone.
Yeah, like you couldn't use the phone and the internet.
Yeah, I hate
My mom used to always come like, "Get off the internet! I need to call people." I'm like, I'm sorry.
16.6 baud.
Now they expanded by acquisition in the 2000s. In 2001, they acquired Webb Street Securities for $45 million in stock. So they were flying high, and they weren't at this point. They weren't relying on America Online and CompuServe. They had their own site and everything.
Is there like a reason it's like called like securities? Like, because I hear like securities and I think like
Okay,
like
I think that's how they
bodyguards.
incorporated it.
No, securities are the term for both stocks and bonds. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Whereas, like, if you were to say stocks, the formal term would be equities, and
Okay.
bonds is just bonds.
Bonds.
But
Securities encompasses
securities encompasses both.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
Because
thanks.
the idea is you're trying to
Secure your
secure
future
your
money. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
But it's not always secure. So in 2005, they acquired Harris Direct. And in that same year, they acquired Brown and Company for $1.6 billion in cash. So
Wow.
just to give you an idea, they had made a lot of money.
$1.6 billion in cash.
Yep.
Can you even imagine what that looks like?
I know. It's pretty
Like, what does
sweet.
$1.6 billion look like?
So
I want to find out.
today,
Tomorrow.
eTrade is one of the largest online brokers in the world. The largest is the one we talked about before, TD Ameritrade. The PE now for eTrade seems a little high compared to TD Ameritrade. It's 36.34. They have no dividend. Return on invested capital, 3.43%. So it's like strike 3. But now, here's where it gets good. No net debt, so that's a big plus. But TD Ameritrade has that also. And 85.7% expected growth.
What?
Yes, because they.
What you be talking about, Willis?
And that's actually due to acquisitions. All right, but you got to take that into consideration. So they still have no net debt, and so what I do is instead of like looking at that crazy number, I look at the forward PE. So the forward PE is just 16.7, making it a much more reasonable purchase. However, it's still a little pricey. I'd say it's a little more pricey than TD Ameritrade, but it has more room to run too than TD Ameritrade
because it's smaller,
and it's going to grow. With that kind of income growth.
Where do these companies get their new customers from? Do they steal them from other customers, or is there an expanding market of people just delving into the market?
There is an expanding market
of people that are going to try it themselves.
But you also have to try and predict that. Is the market for trading stocks online going to grow or not? And what happens in a downturn is definitely worse for them, even though you get a nice period of heavy volume because people are selling a lot, because
does it like stagnate?
It discourages people.
Oh, okay.
People like after the 2008-2009 thing were very reluctant to trade for a long time because they're like, oh, I got burnt so bad,
Makes
sense.
And
everybody thinks that going in. They're a little reluctant to the stock market anyway. Like, I know my parents
it's kind of
would always
intimidating.
say,
It's a lot of
like,
stuff.
Only people, you get lucky on the stock market. Like,
right. They think it's like a casino. That is ridiculous. That's a terrible analogy. Like people say the casino of Wall Street. You'll hear a lot of like politicians saying that. That's terrible analogy. It is not a casino. You have you can have lots of very educated guesses and deep insights that will make you money in the stock.
Yeah, I mean, you could get bad luck, like the CEO could have a heart attack, and the company could tank after that. But you could definitely make better informed choices than just like hit or miss.
Right. It's more like a game of chess.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to think about things and. Or maybe poker. Okay, poker.
Still a game of chance.
All right. No, poker, like you play it, you have cards dealt to you, and that's luck. But like you can
decide
you can still
how to handle
outwit the other people, right? Yeah. You figure
that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So chess is pretty much just wits. All right. So on this one, I would say it's neither a buy nor a sell, but a hold. And it's interesting, but I would rather buy TD Ameritrade because to me it's a little more sound. It's got the higher return on invested capital. If you wanted to be more aggressive, you'd buy eTrade, but I think that the safer bet would be TD Ameritrade.
No, I like your choice.
So I'd say TD Ameritrade beats eTrade today.
But this still isn't a bad choice.
Not a bad choice. No. You'd still.
Well,
I think you would still probably do all right on this one.
Yeah. There's a great paradigm there for success.
Could we possibly have the first 2 thumbs up ever?
I don't know. Have we ever had 2 thumbs up?
Never.
I don't know. I'm going to give this a thumbs across.
Okay, this is 1.5.
1.5. Yeah. The Russian judge is tough.
All right.
Hey, next week I think can we do the best of recap all the ones that you.
Well, we'll talk about that once we're not on air.
Okay.
And then rather than seal the deal right here. Okay. You're trying to put me on the spot, aren't you?
Of course.
If he says it live, it has to happen.
All right. But listen up. Right after this, stay tuned for James.
Awesome cast.
Yes. And that is actually always
and tell
good.
a friend about our show. If you want to make money in the stock market or you want to learn more about
the
stock
start,
market, if you're a regular Joe like me, just tell a friend about our little podcast. Go on LinkedIn or spread it on Facebook or go to the Rivers Edge Pittsburgh on SoundCloud and you can download episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tonight we're all out of funny money
and water in our bodies.
Signing off.